Hey guys, it's Chip back in the shop. Glad you could join me. Wanted to do part three of this Resto. We're doing a Miller's Falls 900 smoothing plane, and it came out great. I mean, this thing cuts great, nice thin shavings. I'm really happy with it. But there are a few things that I goofed up, and I want to share those with you because a lot of times we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. Hopefully, this will give you some techniques or some ideas that will help you in your restorations. So, first thing we're going to talk about is this tote. I goofed that up a little bit. It was broken and needed to be glued back together. And I got it aligned pretty well, but not perfectly. Anyway, here is the blade. Goofed the blade up after I got it real nice. Then I went and did something stupid. And the third thing is this little decal down here. The decal, well, I was trying to make it a little better and kind of goofed it up. So, with that introduction, let's get to each one of these and see what we can learn. Okay, guys, goof up number one, I said, was with this tote. So let's take this plane apart. Let's get this tote off. There we go. This way I can show it to you a little bit better. There we go. All right, as you can see here on the tote, you can see where it was joined. You see that little light line going across there? That's where the upper half and the bottom half got joined back together. When I was doing this, I used some popsicle sticks, okay, and I put them on the side like this. And the purpose of that was to keep the glued together parts from shifting, from sliding. And it did a great job as far as keeping them from sliding this way, left and right. The problem is, it didn't do a great job. I hope you can see this. Let me see if I can get a little closer to you. Back here, can you see right there? There is a little hump. That's because this top part slid backwards relative to this. So it's a little shifted back. It sticks out about a 16th of an inch. And on the front here, it comes in about a 16th of an inch from the base to this upper part. So my problem was, my goof up was that I didn't prevent sliding in all directions, just left and right with the popsicle sticks. Okay? So how to prevent this sliding back and forth? Well, you can't very well fit a popsicle stick on the end of this. I mean, it's going to wobble all around. It's not going to work. So what I thought was, why not take this, which is just a plastic lid off of a can of coffee, cut some splints out of this, but flexible splints. Because this is plastic, the glue won't stick to it at least as much as it would to the wood, which will make it simpler to take off. So this slick plastic that you can recycle, if you'll just cut some thin strips out of it, maybe about an inch wide, what you'll wind up with is something you can use to make a front and back splint to work along with your side splints. Okay. Not too hard, pretty quick, right? And all I say or recommend is just take this and wrap it over like this and do the same from the back. and that will conform to the shape of the tote, allowing you to wrap the tape, electrical tape, around it. Let's demonstrate that real quick. All I'm going to do is place this on here, start my electrical tape, wrap it one time. That gets that one on. Place this on here, continue my wrapping. And the first wrap, I'm not putting that much pressure on it. But after that, I'm really going to stretch that tape out. And I'm going to go around several times. And as that tape tries to go back to its original shape, it's actually pulling like a little bungee cord on this. Okay? So I think, and this is an idea, I haven't tried it out yet, but I think this will work better because it's giving all around support instead of just support on a single side. So that's goof up number one. All right, let's move on to goof up number two. Goof up number two has to do with this blade. All right, so let's take the blade apart, blade assembly apart, undo our screw, take this apart, chip breaker goes aside, and if you look right here, I hope you can see this, on the sides, let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. On the sides, there you go. I think you can see that. You can see all of these little marks, little dings. All right. The blade originally had no dings there. It was smooth. I had cleaned it and derusted it and spent all this time trying to make it as nice as I could. Then I noticed that this had been bent along this edge. Okay. And so I said, oh, I've got to take this, put it on my little railroad track anvil, get a peening hammer, okay, and straighten it out. And I did, and it's straight, okay. So I made it better by making it straight, but I marred the finish all over with these little dings. So, how to do that better? Well, at the dollar store, you can buy these 2 for $1. They're microfiber cleaning cloths. Just take one and put it over your anvil. This is a little rubber band that I get off of when you buy celery in the store. You can save these. Waste not, want not, right? Put that over. Now you protected your piece that you're working on from being marred from contact, direct contact, metal to metal. But what are you going to do about this? This is metal to metal contact too. Okay, and this is primarily what was causing all of those little dings. Well, the same thing could be done. Got another piece. All right. And out of a corner, I cut this smaller piece. I take it, wrap it around the head of the hammer, just pull it down very quickly, start wrapping this around, another rubber band, okay? And what we've got is a broken cloth. All right, well, you get the idea. I can do another one real quick. Doesn't take long. Might as well demonstrate it right if we're going to demonstrate it. There we go. All right. Well, there we go. Get another rubber band. Go around that very quickly. I can get it on there. Just keep turning it and pulling it over. Well, anyway, pretty quickly when you're not trying to video it. So now we have cloth in between the two pieces of metal. And now you can do this work without marring your surface. So there's a little technique that hopefully will save you from damaging your own blade. Now let's turn to goof up number 3. Goof up number 3 had to do with the Miller's Falls decal, or decal, depending on how you like to pronounce it. What I was trying to do was to cover up some of the little holes there were in this decal. I wanted to put in a little red, a little black, and see what I could get as far as making it look a little bit better. And I was trying to do that with this. Just your old-fashioned Sharpie permanent marker. Problem is, you know, if you go to hammer in a nail into a wall, you don't use a sledgehammer. Well, think about it, guys. If you're trying to do something that small and you're going to use something that has a tip on it that big, it's not too smart. So, after I finished this resto, having been very frustrated with my efforts to try to do this with too big a hammer or too big a pen, I went and ordered a set of super fine point Sharpies. Okay, and take a look at the difference in between the working ends on these two. I mean, that's tiny. Okay, that is nearly impossible to work with. This, easy. Okay, so the right tool for the job. Simple, right? So, we'll get you back down here. Get this thing to be still. Pull out the chair. So there you go, guys. 3 pretty much common sense approach solutions to 3 very common errors that you might make in doing a resto. I hope this will be instructive to you, helpful to you. And please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and especially comment. Little tips like this, you might not think that your tip is all that great a tip. None of these are all that great a tip. But share those and we'll put them on the channel, and hopefully that will help somebody else with their resto. I'm Chip Lane. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.